What is up, YouTube? This is the original Renaissance man, Devon DaVinci, and today I'm going to be reacting to, I'm not sure if he's legendary yet. He should be. This man's been in the game since I think like the late 90s. I know he was in the Chappelle Show. Actually, he had probably one of the funniest skits in the Chappelle Show with the whole black and white crime, black people and white collar criminals, and switching up punishments for them.
Then his wife threw her titties in my hand. It was weird, Your Honor.
You grabbed her titties. I saw you.
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and react to this guy. This is Bill Burr. He is one of the funniest comedians I've ever seen. I've seen a couple of his specials. I'm gonna go ahead and react to some of his comedy bits, and you know, if you guys have a comedian that you want me to react to, make sure you leave it in the comment section down below. I will be sure to check them out. I want to go ahead and try to get as many comedians as I possibly can. So today I'm going to start off with Bill Burr. I'm going to do at least like 4 or 5 of his comedy bits, and you let me know what you guys think of it. So let's jump right into it and see what this guy has to offer, because I loved his content so far.
No, we have these huge battles. You know what the maddest she ever got at me was? One time she was watching this show, it was like a poor excuse for The View, and they started talking about domestic violence, right? For the 9 millionth time this year, they're talking about domestic violence, just in case, you know, you didn't get the memo, you know? Evidently, you know, just some people didn't get it. It's not okay to slam your wife's head into the cupboard drawers because she didn't dry the can opener off properly, you know? It's gonna fucking rust, right? How do you not know not to do that shit? Do they really have to keep talking about it? It's like wife beaters watching. Oh, fuck! Ah! Now I get it. Upset daisy, sweetheart. Here we go. There you go. Oh. So at the end of the hour, they come to the logical conclusion. They're like, there is no reason to hit a woman. There is no reason to hit a woman.
Not necessarily.
And I was just like, really? I could give you like 17 right off the top of my head.
Reason. Now, is it right or wrong or whatever?
You could wake me from a drunken stupor. I could still give you like 9. Dude, there's plenty of reasons to hit a woman. You just don't do it. But to sit there and suggest that there's no reason. Dude, the level of ego behind that statement. What are you, levitating above the rest of us? You're never annoying? Women, how many times have you thought about slapping your fucking guy in the head this week? There you go. Every day. You didn't do it, right?
You're not helping your case, lady.
Oh, dude, it drives me nuts. There's no reason. There's no reason. Really? No reason? How about this? You marry a girl, you fall in love, you buy her a house. You go to work every day, paying off the house. You come home one day, she's banging the next door neighbor, hands you divorce papers. You got to move out, sleep on a futon, and still pay for that house that she's going to stay in. No reason. I'm not saying you should do it, but there's plenty of fucking reasons in that arc of a story.
I'll give you an example.
All right, that was a hypothetical. You want an actual story? I'll give you one. I'll give you one. All right, I fucked up my foot playing drums, trying to get my bass drum foot as fast as John Bonham's, because I figure that's a good thing to focus on. 43 years of age, never married, no kids. I figure this is going to lead me to the light,
Perfect.
right?
That is the life that you should be aiming at that point in time.
So I don't know what I did. I felt like after I played for like an hour, and afterwards I felt like literally like there was some midget stabbing me in the bottom of my foot, right? Like I had lightning coming out of the bottom of my foot. So I did the typical guy thing. I'm like, I'm not going to the hospital. I'll sleep it off. Be fine, right? Next morning I wake up, my foot's even worse, and I got to walk my crazy dog. So I'm like, I can't do it. My foot's killing me. So I wake up my girl, go, sweetheart, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Can you walk the dog for me? Can you just take the shift? You know, I'll do your afternoon shift. Can you just do me this solid? Can you do this for me? And she's just like, oh, you know, I had a late night last night. I'm tired. I have a big day. And I just go, fuck it. She goes, what do you mean, fuck it? It's like, why can't you just say no? Why do you always gotta like waterboard me with like a 20-minute explanation that eventually winds its way around to go, fuck yourself? Just say no. So I'm just limping out of the room. Whatever, go back to bed. You got a big day, right? So now I'm like limping down the street. I got like Tourette's, fucking goddamn bullshit. Dog's walking next to me.
It's a dog.
I gotta admit, I got a little childish. I did. I got a little childish, you know? I was just thinking about my relationship. I'm like, this is the relationship I'm in? You just gonna do whatever the hell you wanna do, right? And fuck me? Fine, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I wanna do. I feel like listening to my iPod on full blast, walking around the house. That's what I'm gonna do. So that's what I did. Turned it all the way up, and my whole plan was just to walk by her like I didn't even know her.
Yeah,
that was it. She
like
came down the hall, I just ghosted her. Just walked right past her. Just trying to piss her off. And I gotta tell you something, worked like a charm. Worked like a charm. Yeah, hung my coat up, turned around. By the time I turned around, she was already yelling at me. But the music was so loud, not only could I not hear her, it actually looked like she was singing the song that I was listening to. Oh, it's one of the highlights of the relationship. So I knew what she was saying. I was like, whatever, I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone. I'm going on to the computer, right? So I limp over and I sit down, and unbeknownst to me, she's like, no, we're gonna talk about this right now. Comes out, poof, and slaps the headphones off my head. I got big ears, it fucking hurt. So I'm like, honey, leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. Put the headphones back on. She comes right back up again. Poof, slaps them off a little harder. This time they spin halfway around my head. Caveman DNA starts coming up. Talking through my teeth. Honey, leave me alone. Don't want to talk about it, right? Put them on third time. She comes up. Poof, slaps him right across the room, and I snap. I'm like, fine, you want to have the fight? Let's fucking have the fight. She's like, we will discuss this later when you calm down. Right that there.
Gets you more angry.
I just wanted to roll her up on a yoga mat and stuff her behind the couch. Just leave her there until she got thirsty. Come on, let me out of here. I have a spin class. You've made your point. This is ridiculous. No, that's the thing. Really is. That's the thing. I hate that saying there's no reason. Obviously, I'm not saying to hit a woman, you know, but saying there's no reason, I think that's crazy. When you say there's no reason, that kills any sort of examination as to how two people ended up at that place. If you say there's no reason, whew, you cut out the build-up, you're just left with the act. How are you going to solve it if you don't figure it out?
Yeah, that goes with everything, too, not
Look
just...
how awkward it is in here right now.
domestic violence, that goes with everything.
I said you shouldn't hit a woman. I'm just saying, how come you can't ask questions? You can only ask questions about what the guy did. You can never ask about the woman. Why is that? Why is that? What is that? What does answer him right mean? What does that mean? Are you the idiot who got up halfway through the special during the bit and you're like walking around like I'm not fucking taping a special here? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
He got heated.
Fucking had to ignore all of that and now you're gonna like yell out? And not only that, yell something that makes no fucking sense whatsoever? Answer him! Answer him! Every fucking special I do, there's always one.
He's
always
still
right
on
down
it.
the fucking middle. Talking about hitting women, sweetheart. And I think you just added another reason.
Damn.
Jesus fucking Christ. You love this. I'm not even in a relationship with her, and she's fucking nagging me.
It's funny because he keeps going back to it.
Fucking unbelievable. Look, I understand hitting a woman's a bad thing, okay? Well, how come you can't fucking ask questions? I just don't understand. Like, if I get bit by a rattlesnake, wouldn't you guys have some questions? Right? How did it happen? Did you not see it? Were you fucking with it? How did this snake get so mad it almost killed you? Firemen put out a fire, they don't just drive away afterwards, they sift through the debris. How did it start? Here's an oily rag, right? Look, I realize I'm coming off pretty ignorant right about now. I realize that. Let me extend an olive branch then, okay? I realize that there's some animal guys out there, okay? Horrible guys, you know, have a rough day at the factory, come home, tuna casserole, and just start swinging, all right? I'm not trying to say that those people don't exist. I realize they exist. They should be buried underneath the prison, okay? So if I can admit that, ladies, can you at least admit that every ass kicking doesn't just fall out of the fucking sky? Really? Even hockey has 2 minutes for instigating, right? They understand that some back and forth happened before that shit, you know? You know what it is? Is every case is handled like that Rihanna one, where they just say, the guy's a piece of shit, fuck this guy, blah, 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 send him to jail, and then they never ask anything about that. You know, I'm not saying he should have done it, but I'm just saying. Just say it, dude. In your heart of hearts, what do you think was going down before that happened? You think she was just sitting there going, oh my God, Baskin Robbins, you want to get some ice cream? And he fucking, you know? Or do you think maybe they were having some epic end of the relationship fight and some crazy shit was being said? Maybe she was screaming in his ear some crazy female shit like, oh, fuck all your friends, I don't give a fuck. Maybe that's why I sell more albums than you, motherfucker. Right? To be fair, she could have just been sitting there going, I need a tissue. Do you keep those in the glove box? Oh my God, I'll bring my out. I'll bring my out. Now, fuck that, because you know what it is? They never address how women argue, which I think is the core of a lot of that shit. You know? And I gotta tell you something, man. Like, I never knew how women argued, but after 20 years of losing every significant battle in a relationship, I finally figured out how they argued. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm starting to turn this franchise around. I have begun a winning tradition. This is how they argue, as far as I can tell. All right? If they're right, they argue the point. And they stay on point and make sure you stay on point until you're down on your knees, apologizing, begging for forgiveness. All right? No problem with that. Totally respect it. But here's the thing. If they're wrong, they go rogue. They go off-road. They start thinking of shit you're sensitive about. Maybe you don't get along with your dad. And in their head, they just start concocting this evil statement. Totally designed, this desperate Hail Mary attempt to make you so fucking mad, you just call him a cunt. That's what it is. And cunt trumps all the bullshit they did to start the argument. Now it's not about that. Well, that's no reason to call me a cunt. And then that's it. You're in this room now, right? My girl knows my big thing is, my big fear in life is to be that dude who grows old, you know, grows old alone, has like that basement apartment, just screaming up at the younger couple, turn it down! That isn't music! So I noticed that anytime she was losing a fight, out of nowhere, she'd just be like, well, that's why you're just gonna grow old and be alone. Then I'd lose my shit. The next thing you know, I'm in the kitchen washing dishes for the 9th fucking time in a row. This is what the argument was about. I was so right. What happened? So if you learn anything from my ignorance tonight, just know this. Next time you're in a battle with your beautiful woman, your wife, girlfriend, whatever, and they start out of nowhere, okay? You're winning, and they just start saying that crazy shit out of nowhere. Just know in that moment you've won the fight, okay? All right? Don't get mad. Bob and weave, slip all of that shit. Maybe because you got a little dick. Just let that slide. Stay in the pocket of the argument. Okay? It's over. The argument is over. You've won. Just take a knee and run out the clock. All right?
That is a good sports analogy.
Lean on the ropes. Let them punch themselves out. And then in the end, you throw their psychology right back at them. Well, maybe we should discuss it later when you calm down. And they won't hook up with you for a couple of days. Who cares? Who cares? You rub one out. Rub one out like a man. It's the champagne of victory.
At least I won, though. Well, it looks like that's it for this clip. I'm going to go ahead and jump to another one of his comedy bits. Like I said, that same analogy works for every single social situation, whether it's like race, politics, gender equality, all that stuff. Like, don't be afraid to ask questions. Anytime you find yourself in a situation where, like, people are afraid to ask questions because they think, oh, well, I don't want to be labeled this or I don't want to be labeled that, just know you're already in a bad situation. Things aren't going to end well. Something I'm going to go ahead and mention, for example, this is just one of them. I got a few of them that I can talk about, but like the Me Too movement, for example. The Me Too movement is an amazing movement. Everything that it's done, for the most part, has been exactly what it needed to be. It's a calling the light situation that has been going on in Hollywood and the music industry and everything for decades, and it's about time it was finally called out for. But there are some people that do take advantage of it. There are people out there that will like look at something that's not sexual abuse or sexual harassment or anything like that and then try to play it off like it was. There are a few people that have pretty much had their whole careers like destroyed because of stupid stuff. The one comedian, his name was Aziz. I forgot his last name is on like the tip of my tongue, but I don't want to say it because I know I'll butcher it. So I'm just gonna go with Aziz. Y'all know who I'm talking about. His situation was, stupid. I mean, he did act a little bit rash, but at the same time, it was completely overblown. Like I said, that goes with everything. So you can look at the race discussion as well. Like, if you can't get into a point where you can like sit down and talk, because like at this point in American, it probably happens in other countries too, but I can only speak for America because I'm from America. It seems like we've gotten to this point where the country is like divided in this tribalistic like factions. You got one side and you got the other side, and if you do anything that is against your side, then all of a sudden you're no longer a part of that side. That includes politics and everything. Like, you got one side calling one side libtards, and you got another side calling the other side conservatards, whatever the hell they do. They're not original, okay? They're not original, but the point is the same. Either you're with us or you're against us, and that's completely not where we need to be in order to be a country that's going to show some progress, because this is only going to get worse, and it's going to become a situation where even the smallest things are going to start to get on people's nerves. And I'm not that type of person. I'm not about to sit here and let you talk shit to me because you feel like, oh well, you like this conservative policy, so that means you're a libtard, and then but you're also a liberal, so you're a libtard or whatever. And it's like, come on now. Anyway, I'm not afraid to speak my mind, and if I say something that offends you, if it's something I meant, then you're just going to have to be offended. I'm sorry. I'm not giving an apology. Somebody commented, as a matter of fact, recently on a video that me and King Draco did on one of the dank memes, and they were saying something like, oh, but what happened was a tragedy or something. How could you laugh at that? I'm sorry, but you're right. Some situations are tragedies, but it's funny. That's the bottom line. It's funny. Family Guy, they had a joke in one of the episodes where they went back into the 80s or something like that, and Brian got into an argument with somebody at a bar, and he was like, oh, well, I'll kick your ass. And Brian goes, well, meet me on the top of World Trade Center, building number whatever, at 9 o'clock a.m. And he's like, oh, I'll be there. You think I won't, but I will. That's a joke about a tragic situation. Sometimes you can make fun of it, sometimes you can't. But it all depends if there's some comedy in it. I'm glad I'm one of those people that can see the comedy in everything. So, whatever. If I died in a funny way, I would not be mad if people laugh. Let's put it that way. Anyway, that has been my video. This has been the original Renaissance man, Devon DaVinci. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. If you didn't, again, I don't give a damn about your feelings. And I'll see you on the next video. So I'm going to give you guys the deuces, and I'll see you then. Peace.